My dream is to make a living off of my creative work, and I have to start somewhere. So a few weeks ago, I set out to earn my first $100 off of my art. My strategy was simple: sign up for markets, sell adorable arts, and ride off into the sunset $100 richer. But what I actually got out of the experience was far more valuable. I learned a painful lesson at my first market that made me question whether I should keep going at all. But then something happened that I can only describe as providential. So today I'm sharing what actually happened, the lessons I learned the hard way, and the quiet ways God showed up exactly when I needed him most. But before I could go to my first market, I had a to-do list a mile long that needed to get done. So I rolled up my sleeves and went to work. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We are always learning and growing on this channel, mostly in the creative realm. It's something you can do to support getting the message of "you can do it, I believe in you" out into the world. Thank you. Okay, see, this is why I love checklists. I realized there's a couple things that I should still be doing, but first, everything else I'm going to pack. I've worked through my whole list. So I went to this market and it was lovely, but I sold nothing, which was really discouraging. But it was also good information. My neighbor was selling prints and cards and was selling stuff, and people seemed to really like the art that I had made, but they didn't want us to pay for originals. I've been pondering the ways in which God provides lately, and I think he provides us with the things we need more than the things we want. What I wanted was to be wildly successful on my first try. What I got instead was a lesson in marketing and product diversity. It's a valuable gift, and I'm so lucky to be in this position where I get to pursue this dream. So even though there's a temporary setback, I can be confident that God will provide me what I need when I need it. It might not always be the things I want in the way that I want, but he withholds no good thing from me. If it's good for me and good for my soul, he will give it. I can be confident of that. So even though this event was a bit of a disappointment and a bit of a setback in regards to what I wanted, God provided. He provided better clarity on what my model might be moving forward in markets. He provided a more relaxed pace of painting, because let me tell you, when I was trying to paint enough to provide a full inventory for a market, it was kind of frantic and kind of brutal. But if I'm shifting to cards and prints as well, I can really take the time to savor each piece, to make it the very best that I can make it. And that is a gift. So that was kind of going to be the end of the video on a downer, because I didn't have a market to go to before the video was going to be posted. And then a couple nights later, I look at my email and I realized that the one other market at that location that they've signed me up for was the one day I couldn't attend. So I emailed her and I was like, hey, I can't make this market. If you could put me on a wait list for one of the other ones, you can give this spot to somebody else because I can't make it. And so I was in a place where I had made zero money from any market and I had no markets coming up. The doors seemed to be closing, and I was praying that night, Lord, did I misunderstand? Like, what are we doing? But also, if this is what you want me to be doing, show me what market you want me to be going to. Show me where you want me. And the next morning, there was a post in our church chat from a lady talking about a market that she helps organize and if anybody wanted to sign up for it. And I was like, oh, thank you. I will do that. Seems like a pretty direct answer to prayer. So I signed up for that market, and in the meantime, also the original market that I had gone to and was looking to do again managed to get me in on a different day. So tomorrow I've got the market at a church, and then in a week from tomorrow I've got another market. I've been in the season just trusting God's provision and God's direction. And sometimes it's definitely clearer than other times, but I feel like this is one of those times where he seems to be pretty clear with me. So I'm very grateful for that. The point of all this being is that I have a market tomorrow and I have a bajillion things to do. I have restructured my plan. So instead of doing all originals, I'm doing prints. I'm doing prints of, I don't know if you can see, these white elephant things and some of the cards. I have about a bajillion of these that I need to glue. I've got to organize it all. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Market day! So Market 2 definitely went better than the first. I sold some cards and I even sold a painting. Also, I made this while I was there. It's a sketch of the final installment of my white elephant collection for this year. So if you have a white elephant party coming up and you don't know what to bring, go ahead and head over to my website where you can buy these adorable white elephant prints, because what better to bring to a white elephant party than a white elephant? This one's not available yet, obviously, because it's not finished, but as soon as this one is finished, it will be up on the website too. I also have a few blankets and wrapping paper available based off of this art as well, but all of that is only available until Christmas, so get it while it's available. Also, everything is $5 off from now until Christmas. So the second market definitely went better than the first, but I still have room to grow. Progress is not a straight line. It's complicated and it takes time, but it's worth it. And I'm doing another market this Saturday because I was able to get from the waitlist into one of those market days. I'm diversifying my print and my card offerings so that people can find the art they love at the price point that works for them. So that'll be good, hopefully. And I plan to keep learning and trying until I crack the code. Don't worry, when I do, I will let you know all about it. So, did I make my goal? Not yet. So far, in total, with markets and to people that I know, I've sold 2 paintings, 3 prints, and 6 cards. My dad is definitely my most loyal customer. He's the best. But he's not my only customer, and that's really encouraging. So is it a bummer when you make no sales? Yes. Yes, it is. But even so, I have found that God provides. He provided for the biggest need that any of us could ever have in Jesus, who took the wrath that I earned upon himself and gifted me his righteousness in its stead, which I could never earn and without which I would be utterly lost. And he provides in small ways, like the people who came and bought from my table, or answering my prayer in a very clear way, in lessons for the future, and in more delight in the creation process. So even when things aren't going perfectly, he provides. He provides himself. And this makes me think of one of my favorite verses. It's almost like a poem. It's so beautiful. Though the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vines, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. God, the Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's. He makes me tread on high places. So I hope this encourages you to keep going, keep trying, and even when things are disappointing, know that there is a God who loves you and who delights to provide for you the things that are good for you. And this God, Jesus, loves you. And I do too.